Fini? Vous avez passé? Ok. Ok. In book 1, okay, let's take book 1. Comment vous utilisez le symbole? Pour quel type d'activité vous utilisez le symbole lit? Lit. Lit you use for what?
Il y a page 10 là. Page 11.
Page 11. Lit, c'est pour first page what you have. It is used for what type of activity? Lit le dialogue. Ok? Donc, normalement, vous avez lit avec ça, avec un dialogue. Oui, mais we are talking about this symbol. Now we are talking about read. Okay?
Continue with the same thing.
Yeah. Is it always with a dialogue? No. And later on you come to situations at the end of the book. It's always with some sort of a situation. Read. Okay? Ensuite, écrit. C'est avec quoi?
Activité.
Avec un?
Les exercices.
Avec les activités ou les exercices? Absolument. Vous avez ça. Ok. Observe.
Pictures.
Avec les images, oui. Ok. Avec la grammaire aussi, il n'y a pas beaucoup de grammaire. Ok, so observe, c'est avec activité. Bon, vous avez le jeu de rôle là, qui a cette symbole. And répète, do you have any?
Oui, avec les comptes.
Quelle page? 12. Ok. Yeah. Ou peut-être aussi avec l'alphabet. Oui. Ok. Donc, now keep in mind, lis avec un dialogue ou un paragraphe, observe avec des images, écrit avec des activités, répète avec compter ou l'alphabet, and you had jeu de rôle, you had activity. Is it okay? Now let's move to book 2. How are the symbols used there? Lit.
Page 2.
Bon, lit, encore une fois, c'est associé avec une leçon. Lit, c'est toujours avec un texte. Ok? Bon, écoute aussi, c'est avec ça. Ensuite, then you have écrit, toujours avec une activité. Ok? Vous avez différents types d'activités. Vous avez une activité de vrai, faux, etc. après un texte. Vous avez des activités de grammaire. Oui. Oui. Donc, activité, ça prend différentes formes. Et après, observe. Observe, c'est avec quoi? C'est plutôt pour observe.
Pour expliquer le genre de grammaire.
C'est quelle page? Oui, oui.
C'est 9. Page 9.
Page 9. Oui, les verbes en ER pour expliquer une action. C'est toujours avec des images.
Pourquoi il y a deux?
Il y a deux symboles, oui. Observe, encore une fois. Écoute, oui.
Page 30.
Which vocabulary? Okay.
Page 30, il y a réponse à la question.
Oui, répète ici, non? You have repeated this exercise. Page 31. Comment interroger? Interrogation. Yeah. Ok. Et comme monsieur vient de dire, quelquefois vous avez deux symboles à la fois. Ok. Troisième. I'm sorry, do you have anything to add for 2? No? Anybody wants to say anything more on 2? Très bien. Donc, vous avez encore une fois les mêmes symboles. Lit. Page 7. Bon, vous avez lit et après vous avez une activité. Now, what type of activity is this? Vous lisez le poème, après vous répondez aux questions sur le poème. You can take this example, or if you like, you can take another example.
Page 12.
Page 12.
Il y a des questions de grade 4.
Really? No. Here also you have lire, suivi d'une activité, vrai ou faux. Activité 3, chercher dans le texte, etc. Jusqu'à ici. What type of an activity is this?
Comprehension.
Yes, what type of comprehension? Absolutely. Comprehension écrite. Because you are reading a written text and then you are answering depending on the written text. Everything is from the text. Donc ça, c'est une activité de compréhension écrite. Okay. Now look at an écoute symbol somewhere.
Yeah.
Which page, please?
Page saison 4.
Page?
4.
Book 3?
Yeah.
Okay, book 3.
Agenda.
1 minute. Oui. Vous avez agenda de Lucie. And page 4. Page 4. Écoute le dialogue, puis remplis l'agenda. Where is the dialogue? In the CD. The dialogue is absent. But look at the back of your transcription. Vous avez
Page 40.
just 1 minute. 1 minute. We are on écoute. Vous avez la transcription de ce dialogue, page 4. So, vous avez un dialogue. Vous avez un dialogue, hein, mais vous écoutez. Hein, vous ne dites pas à vos étudiants que c'est derrière. Hein, et vous testez. Quelle compréhension cette fois? Compréhension orale. Écoute. So, you're seeing compréhension écrite, you're seeing compréhension orale. Okay. Now, look at where is the observe symbol. I think you have found it. Page 3. Observe. Oui. Say, bon. With this, what would you do? Observe what? What are you making them observe on page 3? Is it right?
It shows the timing.
Yeah, which time?
Du matin.
No, but
Official?
formal and informal. So from this, just by observing this, they realize there's a 24-hour clock. They realize that there are different ways of saying the time depending on which situation you are. Just by simply observing. You don't even have to explain. Just by observing, they will form the rule. Okay, where else do you have observed? Page 6? Ouais. Hein? Bon. Oui, vous observez et après, c'est aussi une sorte de compréhension d'une certaine manière. Vous observez et ça, c'est un document authentique. Hein? I took various programs. These are real programs which are found on French television. I found the names on the internet because you have the programs on the internet and I made this print. Et après, vous avez des questions. Hein? Activité de écrit. Document authentique. Absolument. Document authentique. Hein? Et après, vous remplissez la grille. C'est une sorte de compréhension écrite. Where else do you have observed? Maybe in some grammar? No? Voilà. C'est pour les verbes pronominaux. Even if it's by seeing this, which is later on reinforced by this.
Page 38.
38.
Observe.
Donc, image et le lexique. Image et lexique. Page 38. Yeah. Donc, vous voyez, à partir du troisième, bon, après, quelle sorte d'activité vous avez pour écrire? Writing symbol, what are the different types of activities you have? You have fill in the blanks with grammar, yes. Then, compléter le texte, that's again grammatical. Any other type of activity which says écrit?
There's a later
Page 32.
Compléter le dialogue.
Yeah, page 32.
Yeah, this is
Rédige la recette d'une spécialité de la région. This is production écrite.
This time I gave this activity when I was teaching in Brain International School. I gave this activity to the children.
Which one?
Not this
11.
one. Not this one, but this type of.
11 or 10?
No, 11. This
11.
One, 11. This one. 10.
10,
Yeah, for the CC.
Put the activity in order.
I told them to just make it and you just speak it how each and everyone will speak melodically.
And what happened?
Nothing happened. The children did it.
Did it? No, but now look at activity 11. Rédige la recette d'une spécialité de la région. This is production écrite. And I think somewhere you have a jeu de rôle. Courrier du cœur also, page what?
81.
Pardon? 81. Yeah, again this is production écrite. Now find production orale for me.
Pour le Tour de France, il y a
Okay. Production orale.
pour le Tour de France.
Tour de France. Quelle page?
It's 80.
80?
Non, non. Tour de France, je sais.
Tour de France, c'est page 36.
Oui. Where is the production écrite? Production orale.
On a dans le CD, alors on...
No, no. That is comprehension.
oui.
Production orale.
Oral.
Speak, speak.
Yeah,
You were saying something.
80.
80.
Et toi, comment fais-tu?
Yeah.
Il faut te présenter en dansant.
Activité 5.
Présenter quelqu'un.
Et toi, comment fais-tu pour te présenter au garçon ou à la fille qui te plaît? How do you get yourself introduced to somebody whom you like? This is production oral. They have to make their own dialogue.
I did this activity in class 4.
What?
No, I just gave them how are you? Comment tu t'appelles? With the same dialects which were doing in the class 4, salutation, greetings and all that. Then I make them two children and I told them, okay, now you greet yourself. Comment ça va? Just with the simple sentences. Because they were carrying 5 marks, 10 marks. So then I did this activity. Because class 4 children are so small, either they can sing a song, either they can do this one. So with those greetings, I gave them greetings in the class notebook. I said, okay, now you learn it. And now you, both of you friends, greet each other.
Are you teaching book 3?
No, I'm not teaching.
Achha. Because this book 3, it was page 80, you said?
Yeah, it was page 80.
Because this goes with this comprehension oral. The situation is, have you taught this? Can you explain it?
I left the thing,
I haven't explained them the courier course.
No, this, have you done this?
No.
Acha, what is, Savni, tell me, what is the reaction to courier du coeur? Which class you teach it? You haven't taught.
I haven't taught. Purposely I haven't taught. Because
Why?
I discussed with one of the teacher who used to teach French to them earlier.
Who is it?
She's Deepa. She teaches science in our school. But
French was an extra.
Yeah, that time she was teaching when I was not there. So I just spoke with her. I asked her to read it, and then I said whether we should teach them or not. Then she said, let it be, don't teach them.
Which class?
Class 8.
But then in class 9 they will do it with entretien.
We should say, and I say.
Why do you hesitate to teach it? Because, no, this is something that it's not only you. There's another school also which came with the same feedback as you. We can't teach them this in standard 8. Because courier du coeur is emotional problems. And this dialogue, that's why when you said class 4, I was a little, because this dialogue is based on a situation where girls and boys are talking about how they met their little, their girlfriend or boyfriend.
No, I'm not saying I taught them on that same situation.
No, you can't. You can't.
But I know that. But just as in the form of things and all that.
No, because teach them in standard 9. You can as well teach them in standard 8, and that's not going. Would your school principal say something if you taught them? Is it?
Express the thing, but because what I have seen is now in class 8 we hardly have 2 periods. And many a times because of activity we lose the periods. And to make them understand that much.
So it's better to keep it for standard 9. But in standard 9, does she teach it or does she skip it? Saying, okay, it's 1 page. You do teach. You don't ignore it.
Yes. Because it becomes then the second language.
Yeah, so then you have more hours to teach. Because this other school I'm teaching about, they just skip it. It's against their philosophy to teach it in standard 8 and also not in standard 9. Which I find very strange because today, fortunately or unfortunately, your students are much smarter than you were at their age. And communicative approach talks about everyday life. And this is something that with a teenager, at least I feel you cannot ignore.
She's in third and she speaks about girlfriends and boyfriends.
But in 2 and 3 they have boyfriends, in class. He's my boyfriend. Yeah. No, you have to be careful. I'm not saying no, but you see, approche communicative, c'est la vie quotidienne. You remember that word I wrote on the board? And this has become very much a part of their lives. I mean, as mothers, you would know better what is happening. So
because the pronouns are rarely expressed well in those meetings. So I wanted to, but when I discussed with that, she is a senior teacher. She is there since the school has started. So she said, "Sorry, we are not going to teach that."
maybe you can try 1 letter and see the response.
I think I do it.
You can try it and see. If the parents come with protestation flags, then I think we have a serious problem. I don't think any parent will come. Because I think as parents now you realize that it's part of their life.
It's not like that.
What is the rubbish you see on TV? Which is worse than this. This is just a very anodyne, and they all have affective problems at that stage, and that's why we kept it in standard 9. And the whole idea behind these books was, now I can tell you, is that most schools are starting, as you said, you start in class 4. And there is a lack of books to teach at that stage. And the French books were frightfully expensive. Vinny would tell you better. And so we thought of entering the school market. And we had already had the experience. CBSE also did away with the French book made in France and came up with a method produced in India. So we had already done entretien. And we thought of, going back and preparing. So now there are 2 these books are prepared with two angles. Because there was another problem that we were told about school, that after 8th standard, most of the children drop French and take something more score, which was Sanskrit, I believe. Yeah. And so we said that if a child is to learn a foreign language, let him have some level. So by the time he comes to standard 8, he's already learned how to speak in past, present and future. Though one thing that is missing in this book is imperfect, the imperfect, the past continuous tense, which should have come in, but this book got a little heavy for most people. And the second book was even considered heavier. So, no, this is all the type of feedback I get, and I don't laugh at it because you are. Everybody has their opinion, and everybody is facing different situations. Though we always try to offer solutions. And so we said if a student even does these 3 parts, he would have had some knowledge of French before he drops it completely in standard 9 and 10. The second reason was that if a child wants to continue in standard 9, a lot of things over here, at least the grammatical content, if not the thematic content, is done in this book. And standard 9, I believe, is the most difficult year in a child's life when he was preparing for the boards. So we thought that if he has done some part of it in standard 9, in standard 8, and he has to begin again in standard 9, everything that he has done before, at least French will be a paper which he will have to study less for, and he can concentrate on the other. Looking at the content of these 3 books. Because all schools starting in standard 4 and standard 3, and now we have schools who are even starting in 1. I'm just waiting for kindergarten to start French. That's the only thing that is left. That is the only thing that is left. Wherever you start, the CBSE was very clear. You start a foreign language for standard 9 and 10. That is why Entrée starts from the beginning. So if you want to drop French at standard 8, you can still say, I did French. And I can say this much. That was the whole idea of this set. So I'm very happy to have all your reactions because it helps us also to plan for the future. But you were using Champion? You were using Champion. Now, you don't have to try and please me. But what is your reaction to a book made